Today we're looking at an apartment advertised for the musician, YouTuber, and live streamer. This is definitely the first time I've come across an apartment like this. Many Japanese apartments, especially the ones made out of wood or older, have poor insulation, so some outright ban the use of instruments in your room, even during daylight hours. However, this apartment, 24 hours a day, it is okay to use your instruments or whatever. It even says amplified instruments are okay. Overall, the entire apartment is more insulated than a normal one, but there is a, studio room that we'll take a look at here in a minute. So here we have kind of a display unit showing how someone might organize. I definitely can see several people sharing the rent, especially if you're in a band. Even while I was here, I saw several people pass by with guitars and such. But yeah, we have a very basic kitchen, 2-burner, exhaust fan. The size of the apartment is 66 square meter, which is 710 square feet. The second apartment we'll be looking at today is cheaper and on the smaller side, but this unit will run you the monthly cost of 342,000 yen. So definitely not a cheap place to live. Even though this apartment is more on the expensive side, there is no key money or security deposit fee. It is even pet friendly. You can have up to 2 animals here. But here we are. Here is the soundproof room. Even with the door still open, just walking in, you can clearly tell the difference. I mean, look at this handle. Yeah, nice open room to set up instruments or a studio. Of course, you have to have air conditioning. Outlets in all the corners. Also notice it's carpeted. And even the windows, there are 2 layers. And if you take a look at the door itself, it's quite thick. And it's very heavy. I have to use force to open and close it. Here's a room that maybe you would use for a bedroom. the spot where your washing machine goes, and yes, Japanese apartments tend not to come with any appliances. Here is a pole for hanging clothes, and the exhaust fan can also turn into a heater. Here's the controls. Japanese people often don't use drying machines either. Even the entrance door is quite thick, and when both of these doors are shut, you can't even hear the hallway. Alright, that does it for this first unit. Let's go take a look at the second one. Didn't have to go far, literally next door. So the size of this next unit is 43 square meters, and it is 220,000 yen a month. And same thing, it's pet friendly, you can play or do your recording 24 hours a day. Because both of these apartments are next to each other, the train station is only a 3-minute walk away from both of them. And as you can see, as soon as we walk in, we're met with the same kind of door. Much smaller, but if you're just a single person, it's pretty good. Not a huge apartment, it's got all the basics, and the high price. Someone is paying the high price for the soundproofing. But if I didn't mention it before, we are in the Koto area of Tokyo, and it is a nice neighborhood. You're not so far away from the Skytree. It's a very residential area, which you will see at the end when I do the neighborhood walk. But of course, konbini and all your basics, dentist, everything, it's all in walking distance. Alright, that does it for the apartments. Let me know what you think, and would you live in them? Whether you're living or just visiting Japan, there are these loop scooters and bicycles. They're very convenient to get around town, and you do have to drop them off at specific spots, so it's not like a Lime Bike or something in the United States where you could just leave anywhere. Walking over here, I thought this was going to be a park, but is some barbed wired fenced off area. But I hope you enjoyed this tour, and I'll see you next time.